excruciating pain. And Kshipati fell, Rurodaha, and she started crying loudly. What was she crying? Don't. Okay, she got the highest destination, but there was some purification involved. So it is very, very vividly explained in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And then at the end of the pastime, this is the 6th chapter, 10th canto, end of the pastime, Shukadeva Goswami, he again glorifies this pastime. Putana Loka Balagni. Putana, who is that? Loka Balagni. She wanted to kill all the kids in this world. Loka Balagni. Rakshasi, Rudhirashana. Rakshasi. She was Rakshasi and Rudhirashana. Rudhirashana means, what is her favorite drink? Blood. Rudhirashana. This is what Shukadeva Goswami says at the last verse. Rakshasi, Rudhirashana. Jighamsayapi Hare. And she made same word. Jighamsayapi Hare. Stanam dattva sadgatim. Stanam dattva. Gave the milk. And then Apa, she obtained Sadgadim, the eternal position. Again, Shukadeva Goswami says, Kim puna shraddhaya bhakti. Again, everyone, after this statement, there is a next statement. Kim puna, then what to speak of shraddhaya bhaktiya? If somebody worships Krishna with shraddha, with some devotion and love. Shraddhaya bhaktiya, the Krishnaya Paramatmane, unto Krishna, the Paramatma, Krishna, then Yachan Priyatamam Kimnu Raktas Twan Madaram Yatha. Then Shukadeva Goswami asked this question, what to speak about the elderly gopis who gave their own milk to Krishna, not just Mother Yashoda, all the gopis, they gave their milk to Krishna with love and affection. Then what to speak about them? So this is always coming to that point. Similarly, in the 14th chapter of the 10th canto, Brahmaji makes the same point. He says, you purified not just Putana, but the whole Putana Kula. Baga Baki, because she is also not Baki, right? See, you purified all the Kula of Putana. Then what can you give? What will you give to residents of Vrindavan? And what will you give to gopis who have given everything to Krishna? There is nothing left. Then Krishna's only answer is, Napareyaham. I have nothing to give back. Only I can glorify you. So this is the nature of Krishna. Krishna simply wants to glorify his pure devotees. And at the same time, he is dragging all of us. Come closer to me. Come closer to me. And today is the day where we can pray sincerely and we can engage ourselves in service to Krishna and wait for his appearance. It is very soon. Only few more hours. So we have a whole day to chant, serve, be happy and fast. Okay, I stop here. And is there any questions? Any comments? Yes, Prabhu. There is a microphone coming.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for a wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
Hiranyaksha also was very fond of blood.
Oh.
So when you mentioned about...
Yeah, that's right.
Hiranyaksha was very fond of
it. It was mentioned in the 7th canto beginning. Yeah. Right. But that's the thing. Hiranyaksha was killed by Varahadev. But he couldn't get liberation. He had to wait. Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Then Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and then finally Shishupal, Dandavakra. Then only they could liberation. So it's mentioned that is one of the quality of Krishna. In the 64 qualities, one quality is this. Whoever he kills, they get liberation.
Yeah. The second point is Aghasura pastime is very important. Aghasura.
Yes.
How he was killed. Lord entered when all the devotees entered, all the even the calves. So Lord just expanded and choked him. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Prabhu has some question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, I had a question. Like you say, when you see Krishna's pastime, of course, as a devotee point of view, we can see we can feel a lot of pleasure in there.
Yeah.
In a normal case, we can see there's a lot of pain in there as well. lot of pain in there too. You can say a lot of trouble.
Oh, in the past time, yes, it's a good point.
Yeah, and same like as a devotee, we can see. So when the test time come, so mostly, I'll say we got failed,
Yes.
So how we can improve? We can see we can.
Okay, how can we understand this? Okay, in the spiritual world, both pain and pleasure are pleasure. So we shouldn't think otherwise. So they are part of the secondary rasas. The pain is part of secondary rasa. It is also pleasure. But in the material world, we also go through some intense experiences. That is part of our purification. So we need to be purified before going back home, back to Godhead. So in the process of purification, there can be intense experiences. We will all have our ups and downs materially, but the point is, despite the intense experiences, despite the pain, how are we conducting our devotion? That is the point. So it will be there. But Krishna is helping. As Prabhupada explained, he is minimizing. It's actually a very important point. That's why it's mentioned in Nectar of Devotion as well. The mood of a devotee. How a devotee can conduct his life. So that Prabhupada very specifically explains this verse from the 10 canto 14th chapter. Tattenu kampam susamikshamano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. Difficult. It's not easy. Not easy, but this is how we can approach difficulties. Tattenu kampam. What is that? Even difficulties are mercy of Krishna. And so that is the way we have to approach. It's not easy at all. Even Krishna puts us through some situations, we are shaken. But it's an opportunity to please help. Help from Krishna, help from the devotees. There is no other choice. Even if we are not devotees, still we have to go through intense experiences. At least now we have Krishna. We have devotees. So this is how we can approach. So that's why Prabhupada explains, okay, this is a point in Nectar of Devotion explained. Expecting the mercy of the Lord. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Thanks for the class, Gopa.
Thank you.
You mentioned that Krishna gives himself to the devotees.
Yeah.
Right? And I find I'm happiest when I'm doing service. Right? And of course doing it without, just because service is satisfying, right? What's the relationship between Krishna giving himself and the pleasure that we get out of doing service? Is there a connection, or is there more? We're happy with the service, but what are we going to feel, and how will we know that Krishna has given himself to us? Because as you discussed, sometimes when you're doing service, it's scary because it's like, whoa, what's going on here? What's going to happen, right? And it can be painful too.
Yes.
Right? But we're happy doing that.
Yes.
So what's the relationship?
Yes.
Or is there may not be a relationship, the higher level is Krishna giving himself to us at some point.
Okay. One, service is the eternal position of the devotees. Our aim is service. Our eternal position is service to Krishna. So that's what we are practicing now, and even in the perfect state. Now, when we say that Krishna giving himself to his devotees, that is Krishna giving himself to pure devotees, meaning Krishna is acting as they are desiring. And by that act, Krishna is deriving pleasure. So if you see, this is the competition between Krishna and his devotees. So the devotees are giving themselves to Krishna, and Krishna is giving himself to his devotees. And when we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can see that, explained very vividly in the 4th chapter of Adi Leela, right, in connection to the love of gopis and the Śrīmati Radharani, how this back and forth it is going. So it's a mutual exchange, how devotees want to give everything to Krishna, and at the same time Krishna is looking for an opportunity to serve his devotees. So it's a mutual exchange.
So that's for the pure devotees.
For pure devotees,
For
exactly.
us, it's a bit of trial and tribulation
Exactly.
to become pure.
And for us, the issue is if we desire Krishna should act as we want, then that is called not pure devotion service. That is called material motivation. Because another thing is, when the pure devotees are desiring for Krishna to act in a certain way, they know the desire of Krishna. They know that Krishna is going to be pleased by their desire. So that is on a pure platform. Whereas for us, it is our material desire. So that's the difference.
Well, what does a devotee do then when he discovers that service is the most attractive, but then he realizes that some of the time the service is not pure, it's motivated.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not pure devotional service.
Yeah. So we had to keep doing it. Even if it is not pure, we had to keep doing it. There's no other choice. Right? And the issue is that is mentioned in the 5th canto, that if the devotee has actually strong material desire, one is doing sadhana bhakti, but if there is strong material desire, then Krishna may fulfill those desires. Then it is mentioned, then he will fulfill in such a way that a devotee will never ask that again. So that is a satyam drishyati athada arthado yatha, that is mentioned. So that is his trick. He will fulfill the desire, he will give what you want, but you will be completely done with that. He knows how to do that. So even in our own life, we might have desired for certain things, material things, and Krishna might have fulfilled. If you look back, if you reflect upon our own life, you can see how Krishna fulfilled, but after that, we felt it wasn't the best thing, or we felt, that was not so significant.
Yeah.
So Krishna can do that.
Yeah. And that's the potency of bhakti.
Yes.
Tivrena bhakti yogena. You may have many desires, but if you're focused on your sadhana, gradually that'll be purified over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just got to keep at it.
We had to keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Can you just explain again? You explained why Krishna appeared at midnight
Yeah.
in the dark. Can you just explain that one more time?
Okay. Krishna appeared in the midnight. One reason is he didn't want to show off to everyone, because there has to be this pastime where Krishna is born and then he's going to Braja. So if by Krishna didn't want enact the pastime, or Krishna didn't want to invoke Kamsa at that point. Kamsa, if Kamsa knows that, okay, Krishna has appeared, then there will be a clash straight away at that point. So he wanted to appear in that way, incognito in one sense, because no one saw, only there Vasudeva and Devaki saw. So that the Lord was transferred to Braja. And then, what is the point? Then the Vrajavasis. So for Vasudeva and Devaki, they got their boon fulfilled. What was that? They got God as their son. But they were not entitled for the childhood pastimes. That was in their desire. That was not deep in their desire. Because when you go through all the verses of Vasudeva and Devaki, we can see they are completely with awe and reverence. Of course, there is some affection, because even after telling everything, if Kamsa see you, he will kill you. So better you go. So that is the kind of desire they had. But at the same time, Nanda and Yashoda, they had the complete desire to be part of the childhood pastimes of Krishna. And so in that way, there is no encounter with Kamsa, and he went all the way to Braja, and then the Vrajavasis, they could enjoy the childhood pastimes. And then it takes time where Krishna actually comes back and when there is a hole. Otherwise, if everything finishes there, if Krishna appears and there is already a fight between Kamsa and Krishna is God, then there cannot be any all these pastimes. So it is for the pleasure of the Lord to enact all these pastimes. So that's why he came in the middle of the night to facilitate his pastimes, both for the Vasudeva and Devaki and also for the Brajavasis. Anything you want to add on? Hare Krishna. Okay. All right. Any final questions? Yes, Madhuri.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, could you explain how is Devaki expansion of Krishna at the same time she's like a sadhana siddha?
Huh?
Devaki is an expansion of Krishna?
She is not an expansion of Krishna. It is mentioned Devakyam, Devarupinyam or Vishnu Rupinyam of the same quality. In the sense that Prabhupada often gives the example of if you want to be in the fire, you had to be fire. So it's showing the Shuddha Sattva quality of Devaki. So pure devotion. And she's eternal devotee from the spiritual. In that sense, there is an eternal connection in spiritual world and in Dwaraka. So that is the connection, Yeah, thank you. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, जन्माष्टमी महामहोत्सव की जय, श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा।